anything that is favorable for the Indians. So the Britishers would have that attitude, and these people did not want that. So when they gave their ultimatum, okay, so in the year of 1915, when the moderates could not readmit the extremists within the Congress, so in the year of 1916, as Annie Besant had given the ultimatum that they would start a new movement that was known as the Home Rule movement. And Annie Besant and Bal Gangadhar Tilak, okay, both of these personalities, they were very much instrumental in setting up the Home Rule movement. Okay, now when they started the Home Rule movement, prior to starting the Home Rule movement itself, Annie Besant and Bal Gangadhar Tilak, both of them had their influences in various parts of the country. Like Bal Gangadhar Tilak, he had his influences in the Maharashtra and the nearby areas, the nearby provinces. And Annie Besant, she had her influence in South India and the North India. So Annie Besant and Bal Gangadhar Tilak, both of them are going to decide that because we have our influences in our areas, so what we do is that we set up two branches. One branch will be taken care by Annie Besant and another branch will be taken care by Bal Gangadhar Tilak. And both of these branches will function in sync. Okay, they will work in tandem. So they are not going to work in isolation, but they are going to work in tandem. Okay, that means together. And they will conduct regular meetings and everything of that sort in order to, solve the particular means, in order to achieve their demands. So what happened is that these people then they decided to start the Home Rule movement. But the question is, what was the idea behind the Home Rule movement and what did actually the Home Rule movement want? Okay, so here when we talk about the Home Rule movement, so one is this aspect, and second aspect is what are the causes of the Home Rule movement that led to the rise, okay, that led to the rise of the Home Rule movement. What are the causes of it? So when we talk on the causes of it, okay, just focus here. Means if I just explain it up to you, we'll just look at the causes later. Means whatever I've just explained, let us look at the basics. So when we talk about the Home Rule movement, it was an Indian response to the First World War in a less charged but a more effective way. Okay, so what does this particular statement mean? This statement means that these people, the Bal Gangadhar Tilak and these particular people, they are going to carry this out in the constitutional mechanism. Okay, they will carry out this particular movement through the constitutional mechanism. However, here, okay, it was less charged but in a more effective way. That means that they would be doing these things, okay, and it would be done in a manner that that achieving the aims and objectives was effective in nature, that they could easily achieve the aims and objectives. Okay, so in a much more effective way means that this particular movement, it is going to be carried out in a organized manner, okay, in a planned and a strategic manner, because the initial movements, they were not carried out after planning, organization. But here now they are telling that we will do this particular Home Rule movement with a lot of planning, okay, with a lot of strategy and with a proper organization. So that is what they wanted to do. And here World War One and the negative impacts of World War One was a particular cause of this particular movement. Okay, it was a cause for this particular movement. Now, just understand, during the World War One, okay, the question was that during the World War One, they started this particular movement. Now, the reason that they started it during the World War One is that because if they wouldn't have started this particular movement during World War One, okay, so the Britishers would have not done anything for the Indians. So that is why now they had started it during the World War One, and it was launched in the year of 1916 to intensify their struggle against the British Raj, so that the British could be pressurized and convinced about the efficacy of granting the self-rule in India. Now just keep this in mind. We have already known what is self-rule. Okay, self-rule means self-government. Okay, just keep this in mind. Home rule. So this particular aspect of home rule, okay, the movement of home rule which was started in India, this particular home rule, it was majorly influenced by Annie Besant. It was majorly influenced by Annie Besant, who had seen that in Ireland there was a type of home rule. That means in the Ireland area, okay, what happened is that the people, they also carried out an activity, okay, that means a political activity of, they also carried out a political activity of home rule in Ireland, okay, and on the basis of that, the Britishers had given in the Ireland also the home rule. The home rule means self government. That means the people of Ireland, they would govern the country with the ultimate leader being the British, but the administrative and the other things would be taken care by the Irish people. So similarly, Annie Besant, she also wanted to, okay, bring self government in India also, and in order to achieve that aim of self government, she influenced from the Irish Home Rule League movement. She is going to, reintroduce that particular style of home rule movement in India also. Okay, so the aim was of self government. Now as soon as the self government was started, this home rule movement was started, what did I tell you? That there are going to be two branches of the home rule movement. Now when we talk on the two branches, what do we understand? Okay, the first branch, when we talk about Bal Gangadhar Tilak's branch, so this branch, it was started in the year of April 1916, whereas Annie Besant's branch, it is going to start in the year of September 1916. Okay, it is going to start in the year of September 1916, the Annie Besant branch. Moreover, the Bal Gangadhar Tilak's branch, it is the headquarters, it is going to be in Poona. And because he had his influence in the Maharashtra and the nearby areas, what is going to happen is that he is going to also have, set up various branches in the Maharashtra and the nearby areas. That is going to be the central provinces, that is around Karnataka, Maharashtra, bordering Telangana. Okay, so the the southern part of MP. So this whole of the Maharashtra and the nearby areas of Gujarat. So he is going to set up 6 of the total branches there. And in the total of 6 branches, there is going to be exclusion of Bombay city. Now see, when I'm talking here, just understand this. At that point of time, there was something known as a Bombay province. This Bombay province, it was inclusive of Gujarat plus Maharashtra. And in the Maharashtra, in the Bombay province only, there was once Bombay city. Okay, there is going to be one Bombay city. So here, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, he could set up branches in Maharashtra, but he could not set up the branch in the Bombay city. Okay, so a total of 6 branches he is going to set up, and the goal of these particular 6, and the goal of Bal Gangadhar Tilak's, okay, home rule league movement branch, it is going to be that he wanted Swaraj. Swarajya, that means self government. Okay, what did I tell you? In the previous session, we had discussed that when Bal Gangadhar Tilak, he was released from jail, he had reformed his ideology into wanting constitutional reforms without overthrowing the British. The constitutional reforms without overthrowing the British. So here what I am trying to tell you is that here also, now the idea of constitutional reform in the year of 1915 is not going to be the same as per 1890. Okay, so the idea of constitutional reform in the year of 1890, it was different, and the idea of constitutional reform in the 1915, it was different. So in the 1915 idea of constitutional reform, it included self government. Okay, whereas in 1890 it was just certain reforms, okay, that could have taken in the administrative, polity, economy, society, and all of these particular aspect. Okay, so that is one scenario. So here, by the time period of 1915, this Bal Gangadhar Tilak, he is going to come up of the idea, okay, on establishing this particular aspect of self government, and his self government was Swaraj. Okay, and it was during the home rule movement itself, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, he had given the statement that self government is my birthright and I shall have it. Sorry, home rule is my